while others started hypothesizing of what could come from this event in the future, because Warthunder uses these types of events on April Fools to test what's going to come in the future. I took my time. I really took my time, and what I found is a little bit, you're going to say. The QAD. Even though that the map is a desert one, the vehicle seems to be stable, something out of the ordinary for Warthunder wheeled vehicles. It seems to have improved suspension and grip on sand, which is something really needed for wheeled vehicles in game. Like, take an R3 or a Puma, I'm talking about the Puma, the low tier one, put it on a desert map, it's not going to function correctly. The tires seems to be like, they're not correct. So this might be an improvement for that. The Fire and Forget missile on it is a mimic of the Fire and Forget missile on the newly added Puma MUSS or MUS. Maybe this could hint the addition of Fire and Forget Brimstone missiles to tanks. Who knows? Probably. The CTT, on the other hand, has extreme survivability with its ERA and its composite armor. The CTT is basically a definition of a main battle tank, or at least the closest thing to a main battle tank in game. Against 1500 millimeters of penning heat, it could defend itself really good. This could mean a rework for ERA in game, since it is not realistic when put against real life counterparts. I don't know. I couldn't pull out a lot from that vehicle. The Arlau, however, is probably testing for rocket-based vehicle. The vehicle is nothing too special and can be ammo racked really easily, but its offensive setup is reminiscent to the Soviet TOS A1 and the M270 MLRS. Maybe we can expect to see such vehicles in Warthunder in the future? Probably, who knows. Both heavy tanks for each team focus on the overpressure mechanic in game, especially the SONC or the Sonic or whatever. The vehicle comes with a quote-unquote high-frequency sonic pulse to destroy enemy vehicle crews in a wide area of its action. This is definitely a paraphrase for the overpressure mechanic in game, which is absolutely broken at the moment. It seems that Warthunder wants to use overpressure as a weapon in this game configuration, mode, event, whatever it is, and it may seem that they want to balance it later on, since multiple players complain about the mechanic being ludicrously broken. The D0TR expands on the overpressure mechanic in a more of a creative way. Quoting from the description of the vehicle, when the tank is destroyed, the reactor annihilates with a nuclear blast, killing everything in a certain radius from the D0TR. This hints a mechanic that we already have in game, in which when a light tank destroys an enemy at close range, the light tank will die due to the enemy's tanks exploding, due to overpressure, basically. Both of these tanks use the overpressure mechanic in a creative and a direct way, and maybe to gather statistics and improve upon it. Hopefully. I hate the overpressure mechanic as it stands in game, and I definitely want it to be improved. The Topcopter is the least interesting vehicle, at least on the surface. The blades of the Topcopter seem to move in extreme speed in the vertical sense. Now on the surface, this might sound like nothing, but when linked with Gaijin wanting to expand into 4th gen jets, well, it seems a little bit logical. Here's why. Helicopter blades are designed the same way as an aircraft swing. This will allow lift, same as in aircraft functions, taking under consideration that 4th gen aircraft can pull immense amount of Gs in a short time, or basically almost in a split second for some aircraft. This hints the testing of that mechanic to ensure that 4th gen aircraft maneuver correctly in game. But my hypothesis does not stop there. You see, the weapon bay on the helicopter and its design is extremely similar to the American Comanche, a stealth helicopter. This may hint stealth being tested for the game, since it is a mechanic that is not covered or talked about in the community, at least not extensively. The only aircraft that I could think of at the moment is the F-117 Nighthawk, since it is one of the fully stealth planes ever manufactured in the world, and its bomb bay door is also similar to the Topcopter in essence. The bay can also hint for aircraft that use internal missile bays that behave some way as the same as the Topcopter does, and it is also related to the stealth mechanic, but the only planes that I could think of that have this feature are 4.5 and 4.5 plus gen planes, such as the F-22 Raptor, maybe, perhaps, but Maybe Gaijin is expanding towards 4.5 gen aircraft to the future, who knows. Guys, this is my hypothesis on the update. It took a long time to analyze whatever it could bring, and yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below.